Hello and welcome back to ChrisCourse channel plays Black Mesa. I'm just going to break a few crates here. You know, it's a Half-Life game, there's normally lots of interesting stuff in crates. See, there was some health in that, no power in that one, I stand corrected. Oh, hello. Yes, I see your obvious vent up there. Okay, I'll bite. Alright, today's topic is going to be green energy to balance out the discussion on... Oh, it's over there, hello. Wondered where that went. To balance out the discussion on nuclear power we had the other day, look at the other side of things. Right, firstly I'll start by stating that green energy is an absolutely excellent idea in practice. It's really hard to argue with. Energy without burning fuels and emissions and things. Perfect solution. In actuality there are of course practical problems, as is the case with any real world solution. It's never quite as good as the theory. We'll be running through... well, actually we're going to be concentrating on two of the forms today, the two most prevalent ones, which are solar power and wind power at the moment. Oh, look at that guy on the mug. Hang on, who is that? Who is that? Is that someone from the dev team? Let's have a look at the mug. Look, get out the way. There we go. To me, it's the Chuckle Brothers. Huh, okay, fine, it's a Chuckle Brothers mug. That's interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot to try and pick up the mug after I came out the test chamber. Just remembered that. It had probably disappeared anyway. What am I doing in here? There we go, circuit breaker. That seems like a good solution. There we are. Right, so yes, we'll start off with wind power, I think. Here we go, going down. Let's get a slightly better weapon out. Wind power, just a bit of random trivia for you at the beginning. Wind power doesn't, as most people assume, operate... Hello? Hello? I don't feel safe on this thing. I'm going down. Oh dear, that might have been a mistake. Oh, we're dead. Okay, let's go down on the lift next time. Luckily I did have the foresight to save, or it auto-saved. Anyway, wind power operates on lift, not drag. Most people think that the the force of the wind on the blades just drags them round by pushing against them. Actually, it works on pretty much exactly the same principle as an aeroplane wing. It produces lift. Just random bit of trivia for you. As to the actual towers themselves, they're normally about 30 meters or more high. Stop that. Where are all of these coming from? No. Normally about 30 meters or more high, because if they're near the ground they suffer from turbulence as the air passes over trees and grass and hills and all that stuff, which reduces the amount of energy they can get out of the airflow. So it's much more efficient to run them at a higher higher level. So they're built about 30 meters tall, and also the wind velocity tends to be a bit higher up there as well. Yeah, they are excellent devices for use offshore. Building them out in the open ocean and that kind of thing. They are really excellent and hard to beat for that. You get a lot of power from them for not much in the way of disruption. I'm going to run away, actually, is what I'm going to do at this point, rather than take all of them on. And indeed, most plants in the UK, at least, do tend to be offshore, because, well, we don't have a lot of land area in the UK. We are a small island nation. I imagine in America you have a bit more land to play with for wind power, so maybe you have more onshore turbines. I don't know. I've been to America once or twice, but I've never seen any wind turbines. Probably just went to the wrong places, slightly touristy areas. But yeah, the size of them, the amount of area they require, and the noise they make makes them a bit inopportune for onshore use, particularly in smaller countries. The UK is actually pretty well primed for offshore wind power, because, again, island nation, which means you have a lot... Wow, that was stupid. A large amount of open ocean around us where we can stick them, and we've got pretty high winds over here. Nothing hurricane force or anything like that, which is lucky for us, but yeah, we've got fairly consistent high winds out on the oceans around here. So we have a lot of potential for wind power that hasn't really been tapped. Of course, one of the reasons for that is it's quite difficult building offshore wind turbines, because you have to make them float, you have to anchor them and all that stuff. It's slightly tricky, but yeah, we're getting more power. I think there are more plants slowly being built. But yeah, they're also quite expensive, and as I said, you need a lot of them covering a very large area to match the amount of power you get out of a conventional power station. So it's not a universal solution. We are never going to be able to get all of our power from wind power. It's just not really viable. There are always going to be other sources being used. And one of those, well, probably the major one of those, is going to be... Ooh, that was really much more effective than I expected. Major one of those is going to be solar power. I think, well, in my opinion and many people's opinion, that's the most probable, well, the most viable of the green power sources for us to use long term. There are two main types, which are photovoltaic cells, which are these blue, the ubiquitous blue panels that everyone knows what a photovoltaic cell is, and they directly convert sunlight into electricity using, I think it's some kind of semiconductor. I'm not particularly intricately familiar with the operation of them, I have to confess. To know the basic principles. The benefit of those is they are becoming fairly cheap. There we are. They're becoming fairly... No? Right, this is strange. I swear the exit's meant to be round here. Bear with me for a second. Am I missing something? Yes, there's a ladder. I am missing something blatantly obvious. Yeah, photovoltaics, they're becoming a lot cheaper. They're certainly a lot cheaper than they were a few years ago now, because they're being produced en masse, which is making them much more viable for people to install on their houses. The problem at the moment is they're only about 15 to 20% efficient, and while that's not actually that bad in terms of general energy production, our energy production's normally fairly inefficient. It's not ideal. They've been demonstrated in lab tests to get up to about 44%, I think, is currently approximately the maximum we've reached. So they have a lot more potential, and once we get up to that level, they could be frankly revolutionary, because there's a lot of energy coming in from sunlight, even in countries like the UK, which is famous for being really clouded over 90% of the time. And I said they're best for distributed power, so if every house in the world had, instead of normal roof tiles or a flat roof, had solar tiles on the top, most houses would be fairly self-sustaining. We wouldn't need too many large power stations, and that's really good, because then, well, recently in the UK, in fact in the last couple of days, we've had some pretty bad weather by our standards, and lots of people have lost power as snow and wind and rain and things have taken out power lines. And that's much less of a problem if you've got distributed power, because if the lines go down, you can run on your own backups. You can use your solar panels and just use slightly less energy. So it's much better for continuous demand like that. Obviously then there's the problem of storing the energy up so nothing goes to waste, which means we need a few advances in battery technology. But they're on the way. Battery technology has been stagnant for quite a while, but there are some... Oh dear. Lucky I saved. Yeah. But there are some fairly major advances in battery technology due quite soon. Fast charging, higher storage capacities, they're all being researched at the universities. Okay, we're going to try and make that again. Oh, that was the walk button. That was not the right button to click. Bye, Gordon Freeman. I'm really not very good at this platforming thing. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, let's try and get over this bit. I will talk again once I've stopped being a bit of a haddock. Yes, I did just call myself a haddock. There we go. Right. Let's save so we don't have to do that again. That's going to get boring. Right. I've lost... Oh yeah, batteries. That's what I was talking about. There are some fairly major advances just working their way through the development phase now. Within a decade, lithium-ion particularly is going to come a long way. And there's an article I'll link to in the description about large-scale flow batteries as well, which came out in the last couple of days, which looks very promising for larger-scale storage of energy from solar plants and that kind of thing. So yeah, advancements in that are coming along. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for too much longer, which is good. And that will go a long way towards making... yeah, do a barrel roll, forward roll. I don't know. Not much of an acrobat. Towards making green power more viable, because at the moment the variable supply is a major problem, because obviously solar panels are mostly useless at night. So you need to store up energy during the day. Oh dear. Store up energy during the day for usage at night, which obviously requires a really big battery bank. The other form of solar power, which wouldn't be distributed, would be done in the conventional way, is solar concentrators, where basically you have a series of large mirrors which focus the light onto tubes yeah, normally tubes full of water. Those tubes full of water which superheat, turn into steam, and that steam is used to drive turbines, much in the way that all conventional power plants do. They have the benefit you can get a large amount of energy out of them, obviously, because they have high efficiency turbines and all of that stuff designed for them, and they are normally about double the efficiency of current photovoltaics. But the downside is you need quite a large... Bye-bye.
Hello?
Bye. Hello?
Who's there?
Me. Ooh, that's really unfortunate for you. Ouch. Ooh. Nom. Yeah, you need quite a large land area, the same kind of thing as wind power, which makes it slightly problematic. There, a new plant opened up about a week or so ago. I think I'll try and find a link for that as well for the description if I remember, which I might not. If I don't, remind me in the comments. But yes. Oh, I've completely lost my train of thought. There we are. They're extremely good for countries with a large amount of sunlight.
Gordon.
Hello?
If I had known it was you, I would have let you in.
That would have been very nice.
Everybody's heading for the surface.
That's a bad idea.
They're crazy. If we stay put, someone is bound to come and rescue us. Right?
No. Sorry, wrong. I'll leave you to your misery, though. But yeah, their solar concentrators are extremely good for sunny countries because you can get a vast amount of energy from them. It would be utterly worthless in the United Kingdom, because we simply don't get consistent enough bright sunlight for it to be an efficient method of gathering power. They would be idle for a lot of the time, or at least working at very low capacity figures. So yeah, it depends entirely on your country as to whether it's viable. The US again is probably in quite good stead for that. Large parts of the Middle East and things are primed to take advantage of that kind of power. But we're not going to get it in lots of parts of the world, and that's one of the main issues with green technology. Is it is quite specialised. You know, it depends very much on the conditions in the area you're in. Where did you even come from? Interesting. Yeah, I saw you coming. Oh, I'm just going to crowbar them. I need my ammo. There we go. That's finally them dealt with. So yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say on solar power as well. I think, apart from the fact that solar power is, as far as I'm concerned, by far the most promising method of renewable power generation we have in the future, and is going to be the one that predominantly takes over from methods like nuclear and coal power plants and things. Once we've sorted out the efficiency things and made them popular. For yeah, you might want to look behind you. Your buddies. Yeah.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Yes, you do.
Here,
obviously there are other forms of renewable energy, like wave power, tidal power, geothermal power, and that kind of thing.
Take a look, see what you can carry.
And they're all going to contribute. You know, it's a matter of using all of these techniques to get the best of both worlds and everything we can. Aha, this looks promising. Oh, big gun. Used to be a shotgun in here in the first game. That's a shame, I prefer the shotgun. Never mind. Would you like to follow me?
Roger that. Let's run like hell.
Let's do that thing. Oh, blimey.
Freaking bad tech.
Maybe I should have kept the good gun out, actually. There we go. Excellent.
Took a little damage.
Yeah. All methods of green power and things will be used to some extent in the future. Solar power will be probably the main one, followed by offshore wind, and then the other ones will all contribute small amounts.
Well, Doc.
Oh yeah, I've got ideas. So there's no doubt that we'll almost certainly end up using fairly exclusively green power until... Please shut up. In fact, look, shut up. Thank you. Right. Try to end a video here. Yeah, until we get things like nuclear fusion up and running, when our energy needs really spike, which they will be over the next, probably few decades, our energy needs are going to really go up. So we're going to need nuclear fusion if we ever get round to it, and standard nuclear power and things to bulk it out. But a large amount of our future energy is going to come from renewables. That is, at this point, a simple fact. And it is overall a good thing. They are excellent as long as we can get the price down and the efficiency up. I'm just going to get to a logical stopping point at the end of here. Anyone else? Excellent, nobody else. I don't trust vents in Half-Life. Vents in Half-Life have a tendency to be full of enemies. Hello. Come back to you then. Oh, and also to collapse under you. See, I could have got him back, but no, more fun to kill him. Right, we'll end it here. I will see you next time. Farewell.